These guys are ridiculous. These guys are ridiculous.
Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another episode of How About Them Celtics. Sam and I are here recording on Saturday, March 4th, the day after the Celtics collapsed against the Brooklyn Nets. But before we get to that pain, I don't really feel like diving into that too quickly.
You gotta ease into it. You can't just go right in.
Gotta ease into it. I have one thing I wanted to start with just briefly. And I just saw it before we started recording. It is Celtics related, so it makes sense. But let me share screen real quick here. If you're watching on, if you're listening on audio platforms, I'm going to tell you to subscribe to the YouTube channel immediately. We'll start right off rip in the first minute of the show. Subscribe to How About Them Celtics.
We're already hoarding ourselves out. All right, fine. Looking to get yourself tickets to a Celtics game or other event, use promo code HBTC for SeatGeek to save $20 on your first purchase. Be like Lewis. He did it. Went to see a cool game in Philly. HBTC on SeatGeek. All right.
Be like Lewis. But anyways, I saw this tweet before we hopped on, and I thought you'd appreciate it. Showtime Basketball tweeted out, who is the third best player in a potential Bucks Celtics Eastern Conference Finals? And then it's a picture of Marcus Smart, Drew Holiday, and Jaylen Brown. And the comments are all, are you serious? Is this?
That's a strange one.
Like, what do we do? I think most Bucks fans would probably admit that Jaylen Brown is the third best player in a Celtics Bucks series. Like,
it used to be Giannis and Tatum is the top level, Brown and Middleton is the second level, then Holiday and Smart.
Yeah.
Now they're trying to make that not the case.
If I had to rank it right now, I'd probably go Giannis, Tatum, Jaylen, Drew, and then the rest on like a similar level of Middleton, Smart, Brogdon, Derek White, throw Bobby Portis if you really want to. And that's just because Middleton struggled a lot this season. But like asking who the third best player is and then throwing Smart, Holiday, and Brown up there is like, I mean, this isn't a knock on Holiday. He's an all-star, but like, come on, what are we doing here? Like, I don't know.
I agree.
Kind of nuts.
Unique tweet from Showtime Basketball. Showtime Basketball, by the way, who put out an excellent KG episode. It is 2 parts. The first part is out now. So after you're done with us, don't leave yet. Go check it out. Him and Paul Pierce go to the Auerbach Center and hang out with the fellas.
I need to watch that.
I thought it was excellent. Speaking of watching things, today is Saturday, March 4th. You will hear this on Sunday, so you already know the results. But I guess UFC is having some big fight tonight. John Jones, in whatever illegal stuff he's done forever, is now clear to fight.
Sure.
And all my friends really care about it. I don't care about it, and I truly don't understand like professional fighting. Like, I don't even think it's that exciting to watch.
See, I like UFC. I'm a fan. I'm not not like a fan is in the sense like I follow it, but like every once in a while I'll go through a phase of like I'll just watch Dana White's Contender Series, even though Dana White's pretty scumbag person. But I'll watch like
so you calm down.
Don't tell me to calm down with what he's done. I mean,
in fairness to me, I'm really not paying attention that much. So
video
take
came out
what
of
I
New
say with a
Year's.
grain of salt.
Yeah, we'll give Sam a chance to retract his statement after I tell him that Dana White video came out of him slapping his wife at the club New Year's. So maybe you want to retract. He's out at the club with his wife.
I thought you said with a club.
No, at a club. He was out at a club with his wife, just slapped her. She like
not the best optics.
No, not good.
Not what you would want to portray.
No. Anyways, my point is I do enjoy watching UFC fights from time to time. I think it's entertaining.
I don't get it. And my favorite thing about watching the UFC is like they kick the crap out of each other for up to 25 minutes and then they like hug.
Yeah.
like you know how like mad I would have to be at somebody to want to fight them? And then like like just hug them after. Like I get like that's the whole thing with guys is like, oh, instead of like talking shit behind their back like women do, we fight it out and then we settle our differences.
Which is dumb.
And like they're like, yeah, then we shake hands and we're cool after. But like I watch this and I'm like, I don't get this. Like my friends are really into it and I don't get it. Like I feel like left out, not left out because I really don't care that much. But like I'm almost like I see them enjoying it and like I get like kind of annoyed. I'm like, all right, shut up.
FOMO, fear of missing out.
No, not FOMO. It's just like, shut up. This is stupid. Like you shouldn't like this.
Oh, you're annoyed by it. See, I like it. I enjoy the knockouts. I think it's entertaining. I like the fights. I think I like Contender Series particularly because they're like working for something. Like if they win, they can get a contract, and like I like it feels like a tournament almost. And I'll watch like the Ultimate Fighter too because it is a tournament. Like so, I think I enjoy that stuff more than the actual fights maybe. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's cool. I don't follow it like religiously. Like I couldn't tell you. Like I could name maybe like 5 fighters. So like I don't actually know, but I'll watch it.
I
I'll be
always have
entertained by it.
trouble getting into stuff that's like not like somebody isn't I mean, technically, like they all represent like where they're from, but like they're not like playing for a city or something. Like I have a lot
Sure.
of trouble like getting behind anything like that. Like even
So you're not a golf
people
fan?
like esports or whatever. Like
Oh, see, I love esports. I
it's
love
weird as
esports.
hell. I'm out on
What?
esports. Yeah, like
Oh
I trash my
no.
friends that like it all the time.
Boo.
Like I think it's the dumbest thing ever.
Boo. I love esports. No, I'm a big fan. I watch I'll watch Valorant esports. I think that's fun. I watch League of Legends esports. I watch Rocket League. I watch it all. It's good. I enjoy it. How can you not like esports when you just said the whole reason you don't like UFC is because they're not backing something when that's literally what esports is? It's players playing for a team.
No,
You know what I'm
like
saying? Like they're
I don't know, like people like aren't like going to like you're not selling out like the garden. Like people aren't like going to like cheer them on. Like there's
yes,
no
they
atmosphere
are.
to it.
Are you on? Yes. Are you? You're joking, right? Are you being
They're
ironic?
playing in front of a home crowd or they're playing at like a neutral site. I don't think neutral site sports are as fun, by the way.
I mean, there is no like home crowd. They play large events. It's like I'll give you like League of Legends, for example. It'll be like
I know
week
people go out to
one.
those things. I'm not
It'll
that
be like
naive.
week one, and so it'll be like they'll host it at I'll say TD Garden, for example. I'm not saying that's where it is, but like they'll host it at an arena, and then they'll do
Right.
like game 1, game 2, like it'll be this team 1 versus team 2, and then team 3 versus team 4. You know what I'm saying? They'll do like a day of like it's like football almost, except it all happens in front of one crowd. Does that make sense? Like each team plays
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
twice a
it's
week, and
kind of
so they'll
like
do like
March
a program.
Madness in a sense where like I mean
Sure.
it's not, but it is like a neutral site.
No,
They
I know
host
what you're
games all
saying. Yeah,
day.
yeah.
March Madness coming up, by the way. So this
March Madness
maybe I'll
fun.
learn a little bit about the draft that the Celtics don't have any picks in.
Yep, exactly.
At least we don't have
That's
to
when I do
like
my
I don't have
scouting.
to pretend to know stuff this year.
Do they even have a second this year?
I don't think they have any picks.
No, I think they have multiple seconds actually. I'm pretty sure they have
Oh, thank
multiple second
God.
round picks this year. Yeah. Get something to look
Franchise is
forward to.
saved.
Of course. Something to look forward to. I am excited to see who lands Wembanyama though. I feel like the lottery will be more fun than the draft this year.
This is like I think the Celtics kind of think they're in on Wembanyama
What do you mean? How?
because they've been trying real hard to lose.
I get the joke. Yeah.
I really
Yeah,
don't want to
it's
talk about him
bad.
yet because we've only done like a couple minutes on nonsense, and I really enjoy the nonsense. But you're gonna get some nonsense at the end, by the way.
Yeah,
You listeners,
we
you're gonna get some
can.
nonsense at the end.
I think we do just dive into the Celtics.
Yeah, we
here,
can
'cause,
dive in. So yesterday they really tried to make me jump off my balcony. They were up 28 points to the Nets, and then they said, "Hey, we're going to stop trying. We're going to shoot a bunch of threes to start the Avalanche." That's what they did. They started chucking threes, and they missed a lot
Well,
of them.
okay. Yes. I think
That's not the
context is
reason they
important.
lost, and they did take a low amount of threes. Good on them. But
No. We'll get to this debate. You're gonna get
yeah,
mad at me,
but like
continue. Go ahead.
essentially, good on them. Like they didn't just like chuck a million threes. Like instead, they said we're just going to give the ball to the Nets before we even get to shoot. We're going to just turn it over a bunch of times. So they're up 28 early in the second quarter. By halftime, it's down to 9, and they give a Brooklyn team that's relatively young and full of like kind of players that are playing hard because they're not necessarily star players, even though they have talented players on that team. They're not like a KD or a Kyrie that might just pack it up. Like these guys are still playing to prove themselves to an extent. And Mikal Bridges, who was a quote unquote role player in Phoenix, is now probably their best player in Brooklyn. So he's trying to prove that he is at the same level as some of these other names in the NBA. So of course he's going to have a chip on his shoulder. So what you saw is the Celtics stop trying and lose a game when Milwaukee has won a million games in a row. And now they're a game back of Milwaukee instead of being tied with them.
Yeah. Yeah, not good. Not good. It was a bad game. It
Well,
wasn't
you were there.
fun.
That sucks.
I was there, but the
I'd be mad as
3-point
hell.
thing, I disagree with the 3-point thing. And I know we always disagree on this. I'm going to read you a quote Mazzulla after
We're
the
very
game,
surprised that we don't agree on this, by the way.
right? After the game, Joe Mazzulla said, he goes, I was actually more nervous in the beginning of the game because we shot less threes and they were shooting more. Context. They were shooting 2 for 11 from 3, and we
If
were
you're
only
listening, I
3
just
for
put
6.
my head into my hands.
Well, because Sam likes to interrupt me when I
I'm
specifically say,
sorry.
"Let me give
Like
the
I
context."
didn't. But like,
It's your favorite thing. I say, "Let me give you the context before you say something," and then you just say, "No, I'm going to interrupt you."
no, I'm letting you
anyways.
talk. I just needed to present to people that aren't watching. I put my head into my hands after hearing that. Go on. I'm
Context.
sorry.
Context. They were 2 for 11. We were only 3 for 6. And so I was actually worried because we were scoring, but it wasn't because we were making shots. It was because we were getting layups. And they're a very analytically sound team. And so I knew the tide was going to shift because they were going to continue to shoot threes. And we didn't play at a level of shooting threes and getting offensive rebounds and taking care of the ball. And that was going to cost us. So basically, what Missoula is saying is we were getting easy layups because the Nets defense wasn't locked in, but we were also giving up a ton of threes and they weren't making them. And I understand what he's saying because when the Celtics offense is at its best, they are shooting a lot of threes. And that's not in like something you can debate. That's not like a subjective statement. That is an objective statement. When the Celtics offense is at its best, they are shooting and making a lot of threes.
Well, in to combat what he said, there were plenty of instances early in that game when they were up where they were popping the ball around like nobody's business. And they were
Sure.
doing a great job moving the ball, which is why they end up taking a lot of threes because they end up creating them with good passing, which is
Mhm.
true. So I do understand, like, okay, we weren't taking threes, but I'm sorry, it's never a problem when you're getting layups. It's not. It's not a
It,
problem.
it's
That is the
not a
most
problem when
ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I do understand the sentiment. I kind of get it, but I still think it's kind of ridiculous to say out
it's
loud.
not a problem, but the problem is it's not sustainable, right? You're not like the Nets were playing bad defense and letting the Celtics get to the rim a lot, and that's not like you can't just expect the Nets defense to be bad the whole game. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
Yes, I do agree with that. But
like I understand what you're saying, and it's always good to get layups, and if you can create enough offense where you're getting layups, that's fine. But what Joe Mazzulla is saying is the Nets aren't just going to give you free pathways to the basket the whole game, and I think the Celtics rested their laurels on the fact that everything was coming easy to them at the start of the game, and they didn't focus on playing offense. And to your credit, what you said earlier is the threes they were taking after that hot stretch at the start
they
were
were bad.
terrible
They were
threes.
early in the
They
shot
were
clock.
bad
That's
threes.
what I
They were
meant.
early in the shot clock. They were pull up threes. They were spot up. They weren't the threes the Celtics should be taking. But the sentiment Joe Mazzulla is trying to say is the Celtics were getting so many easy layups, and that's where the offense was coming, that it wasn't sustainable because they weren't playing the offense the correct way and the way that's worked for them this season. And fun fact for you, you say good on them for not taking a lot of threes. Celtics blew the biggest lead of the season and took the fewest threes they have all year. It's because they didn't
Yeah.
play offense the right way, and they
Well, I
didn't
feel like
play
how
the
many
offense
shots
that
do they
work.
get compared to Brooklyn? I'd like to know that because they turned the ball over a lot.
19 turnovers.
Yeah.
Horrendous.
Yeah, it was
That
really
was the worst.
bad.
Awful.
Now,
And it was
I
everybody's fault.
understand, like, when the Celtics take a lot of threes, a lot of the
84.
time,
They attempted 84, and Nets attempted 95.
yeah,
So
that'll
11
do it
shots
to you.
difference. Mhm.
When they are taking a lot of threes, typically they are creating good shots. You're seeing a lot of ball movement.
Mhm.
You're seeing guys move without the ball and getting open looks. Most of the time, that's fine. I kind of hate it when they do it early in the shot clock because even if you're taking a lot of threes, if you're getting good threes, oftentimes you aren't getting those looks at the beginning of a possession. You have broken down the defense, touched the paint, moved the ball around, and made them rotate to where somebody's open. That's
I
why those
understand.
threes are good shots. And this is an agreement with you. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just trying to prove I'm not a dummy. I get
No,
it.
I understand what you're saying, and I think it's important to play the right offense. But I also think if you get an open three with 16 seconds on the shot clock, you have to take the shot. You can't not take the shot. Like if you have an open three, you have to take it, right? And I understand working for great looks
Tell that to
versus good looks.
Russell Westbrook.
Well, I mean, that's
That's
whole
what
different
Draymond said. Draymond put it pretty interesting there. Did you hear exactly what he said after the game?
Yeah, he said something along the lines of you're taught to shoot shots when you're open, but if you're
Yes.
open consistently, you get in your own head.
It's very true. Because when you play, like if we play, right? If we play Sunday, which we aren't tomorrow, because we have to.
Unfortunately.
One, there is no basketball this week anyway, so lucky us. But
Why's
two,
that?
we have to watch these idiots play tomorrow
Mm.
too.
Mhm.
They have some tournament there this week, so they're not
Okay,
hosting.
anyway, sorry.
But
Yes.
we have to watch these morons try and win a game tomorrow. But if we're playing and I'm open every time, I do have like a inkling in me that says shoot, but I don't like to
Mhm.
play like that. Like when we play, like I feel like I don't take as many shots as I could. Like I try and move it around or get people involved.
Sure.
Like I don't like to force things, but like I'm also not competitively playing in the NBA.
Mhm. Joe Mazzulla has said multiple times this season, though. He said, if you're open from 3, you need to take the shot, right? Because
There's
like
truth to that.
as much as you say there's always a better shot, like that's not true, right? Like you could work at a whole possession and not find a better look than the one you have. And so he encourages them to shoot. Now, this isn't me like trying to furiously defend Joe Mazzulla. I agree with the concept he said. I also think there were some mistakes he
I don't
clearly made in the
dislike
game,
Joe, by the
right?
way.
No,
Not that you
but
need
like
to know that, but just if
yes,
this is in a
no,
vacuum, it might sound that way.
I know, but I'm also saying like I don't want to come across as like Joe Mazzulla can do no wrong. He did wrong. He wasn't good. No, nothing was good in that Nets game. Joe Mazzulla could have made more adjustments. Jason Tatum could have played better. Jaylen Brown could
Though
have done
I
stuff
thought
better. Other
Cornette was
things could
really
have done
good.
better. Sure, if that's what we want to
No,
talk
he was
about.
terrible. I was being a sarcastic prick. He was horrible.
Everyone
He
was
played
terrible.
like 2 minutes and he
Jared
messed up.
Weiss of The Athletic asked something along the lines of like, you know, what are you looking for versus like when you're putting out these analytically sound lineups you've like calculated versus looking for a spark. And he like re-asked it a couple times because Joe was given like one word answers, and Joe goes, well, certain players, and then Joe Mazzulla paused. He goes, nothing worked. I'm trying to find an answer to give to you for your article, but nothing worked. I've got nothing for you. He basically said it all sucked against the Nets, and he's right. And basically what I'm trying to say with the 3-point thing is, as much as people hate the 3-point shots, like that is why the Celtics offense is good, because it is designed to get and create open 3-point shots. And when you are getting these open 3-point shots because of ball movement, you will often get good looks in the paint as well, because people,
Yeah, they're afraid.
Exactly. People will eke out to the 3-point line. They won't rotate in. And so it creates shots from there. But if you're not playing offense the right way, i.e. you're not creating a lot of open threes, then stuff will go to shit. And I think I understand what Joe was saying when he talked about I was more concerned because we weren't shooting threes. And it's because the Celtics got so many easy layups that the offense, like as much as you would like to say, layups are good, like the Nets giving up the layups are good. And I agree with you. Layups are always good, but getting all of your points off layups is not sustainable when the Nets are just giving you free pass to baskets and when they're playing bad defense, because you can't play your offense depending on the other team to be bad, right? Like that's not how you're going to win in the NBA, because as much as the Nets have struggled with cohesion because they have a lot of these pieces coming from new teams, like they're NBA players. They are the best of the best in the world. They are well coached, as Joe Mazzulla said
Some of
last
them
night
are
of Jacques Vaughn.
coached well.
Sure, but my point is, like, you can't run your offense with, the assumption that the other team is always going to give you easy looks, right? Because they're not. That's not how it works. And once the Nets did start switching more effectively, once they did start clamping down on the layups, they shut the Celtics down, and the Celtics kind of went into this dribble isolation ball that we saw a couple years ago, and they weren't able to generate the threes they always get. And because they weren't able to generate those threes, the paint wasn't open, and it was a mess from there. And then, I mean, we can talk about this too, but the Celtics defense was also horrendous.
Well, if you're an NBA coach, if you see this game, it really makes you think. You really got to start thinking, do I just tell my guys to hang back for a quarter and a half? I say, give them a bunch of open layups and let them get comfortable. And then hit them with the counterattack and start playing defense. And then they won't want to shoot any threes. That is one of the more ridiculous. I get it. I do get, like, how easy it was for them could have made them lazy. Like, I understand the point.
Yeah.
But one, this is a very rare Sam criticizes the coach moment. Isn't that kind of your job to say work a little harder and like do something different on offense if that's what you believe? Like once things get tough, right? Once things begin to get tougher, because like he said, he was concerned because things were easy early.
He addressed this too. No, he addressed this too. He was asked, what do you think you could have gone? He goes, I think I probably could have drawn a few more offensive sets. I probably should have stepped in and drew up a few plays for us to get easier looks once it started going downhill. And so he admitted he did say that.
But if you're an amateur coach out there coaching your kids or whatever, let the other team make a bunch of layups. That's the lesson to be learned instead of having them shoot a bunch of threes.
I will also say
something else.
The moment I realized it was going to shit was when Jaylen tried to throw an off the backboard lob to Rob.
They were dominating at that point. That lead was still growing.
That was the sign of they are too comfortable, though. Like
My son
that's when you
is
knew they were too
ran up
comfortable.
3 possessions in a row and shot a 3 with no more than 8
Mhm.
seconds ticked off the shot clock.
That was also
And
bad.
like no passes made, by the way.
Mhm. Yeah, that was also not good. Not good. Jason Tatum 0 for 7 from 3, by the way. Fun.
8,
0 for 7. I'm looking at the
7.
box score.
Ah,
I'm looking.
I
Come
saw
on.
8 on Twitter. That's why.
I see
Twitter's
7.
always right.
Yeah. Just a bad game. Just not a good one to watch.
I made money
the,
on the game and I'm still pissed. I
yeah,
bet them
Sam
when
took
they were
insurance.
up 16 in the first and it was 1600. I was like, wow, like that's really high for this early in the
Mhm.
game. I'll take it. And then
Sam
they
took
got
the
to
insurance.
28 and I'm really mad I didn't wait because I
Mhm.
definitely could have made like way more money.
Yeah, man. At least you took the insurance though. What'd you take it? What was the lead one that you took at 20?
So I made $80.
Yeah, but what was the
It was
lead when you
16
took the
points.
insurance?
They were still going up.
Okay. Well,
They had not started the collapse yet.
at least you did something. The turnovers were what did it for me, and it was kind of a team effort in that regard. Like, yeah, Tatum had 4, Brown had 3, but like the turnovers were just terrible. And Derek White admitted to it after the game, but his turnovers were horrendous. Like Derek White was throwing the ball
There was a
away,
lot of bad
right?
turnovers.
Marcus Smart was throwing the ball away. Everyone was just kind of like giving it up willy nilly. And the Nets, I mean, credit the Nets for the comeback, right? Obviously the Celtics, led the effort with
That's on
their
the Celtics.
self-inflicted
I mean,
wounds.
you need some charge if you're the Nets, which is what you're saying.
Yeah,
But
no,
the Celtics are terrible with leads. I'm sorry, I know I interrupted.
no, go ahead. You're good. Go.
The Celtics are horrible with leads. When they go up, now they haven't been as bad this season. Earlier in the season, they were stomping teams a lot, and you really didn't see
Well, I've
things
got a
like
few
what happened
examples.
yesterday happen.
I got a few examples in my article, so I mean, I could contend with what you're saying.
Yeah. But this is like kind of I'm going to circle back to that Knicks game. We
Sure.
talked about it. Man, who were they up on? Because we were talking about it before that Knicks. It was Philly. And you said to me, like leads come and go in the NBA. Very true. Game of runs.
Mhm.
But the Knicks dominated the Celtics in that Monday game. And the Celtics really never got close.
Yeah.
Why can the Celtics not do that to teams recently? They just don't do that anymore.
They don't do it consistently, I think, is the issue. I think saying they don't do it is unfair because, like I've pointed it out multiple times on the show. A lot of the times when the Celtics do have a huge lead, they just it never really gets close enough for you to give them credit of fending off a run because the other team just doesn't make one. And so I don't think like. Yes, the Celtics have. I'm not trying to say the Celtics don't have a problem blowing leads. Like I said, I have examples. Remember the Bulls game, their first loss of the season? They were up 19 in the first quarter, and then they blew it. That's very similar
They
to
blew
this
it
Nets game.
real fast. They wasted
Mhm.
no time.
Yep, that's very similar. Think of the Lakers game. I know they won, but who cares? They
Oh,
had
that
a
was a
20-point lead
disaster.
and they blew it. Look at I know I defended the Celtics because they were unhealthy, or like they didn't have all their guys available. But like, look at that Heat game. They were up 14 in the fourth quarter and they blew it.
I agree
Right?
with all this. This is terrible. They need to
Mhm.
fix this.
It's
I
a
understand it's the
consistent
NBA.
issue.
The other team is not a bunch of bums. They can all play. And it's
Mhm.
all very true. But you're also in the NBA. You're at the same level and you're controlling a game
Now,
for however long. Finish it out. Figure it out.
I'll say this. I will be the first to admit, and I've already said it, Joe Mazzulla could have done stuff better in that Nets game. He should have done stuff better. He should have called more plays. He should have, halted them. He should have gotten them composed.
Yeah.
However, this isn't a new problem. This is blowing leads has been a problem for the Celtics for the past 3-4 years. with
Agreed.
Jason
Not a
Tatum
Joe
and Jaylen
Mazzulla
Brown.
problem.
Exactly. Right. And I understand the frustrations with Joe Mazzulla. I understand wanting to get mad at him after the Nets game because, like I said, there were absolutely things Joe Mazzulla could have done better. But for the past 3 years, at least, the Celtics have been dealing with this issues. And for the past 3 years, the Celtics have had a different coach each year. So how are you going to and each year there are players blaming the coach. And so you're going to go from
Who
blaming
blamed
one
the coach?
What do you mean?
Yesterday? Did someone blame the coach yesterday?
People are always mad at Joe Mazzulla.
No.
My point is
You said players.
Oh no. I'm talking about people.
Okay,
I said
okay.
people. I said
All
people.
right. I was gonna be real mad.
No. Year after year, people blame the coach, right? Like you saw people get mad at Brad Stevens. Then he was gone.
Yes.
Then you saw people get mad at Ime Udoka. And don't say no one got mad. Yes, people absolutely got
they
mad at
wanted
Ime
him
Udoka.
fired.
People wanted Udoka fired at the start of the season. And now it's the same with Joe Mazzulla. And yet somehow people never blame the players. It's never the players' fault when they blow leads, right?
I'm
and
big on
we
blaming
do.
the players.
I know.
Yeah.
I know we are,
Like
but
Tatum, I saw a kid at the gym with a Tatum jersey on today. He couldn't have been like more than 13. Like I wanted to slap the shit out of him.
but like, and I'm gonna say it a third time because I've somehow gotten pegged as the homer when really it's just I don't like to overreact. And hey, if you want
That's our job,
overreactions,
Jack.
you know what my thing off topic for a brief second. If you want overreactions, because I see a lot of people call me a homer, go
Are
listen
we
to
going
sports
back to
radio.
this?
Go listen to sports radio or some shit, right?
Sports
Like,
radio is kind of. If you listen to right sports radio, it's fire.
anyways,
Big
my
fan
point
of
is,
sports radio.
blame Joe Mazzulla all you want. There were absolutely things he could have done better. There are things he could have done better all season. He is far from perfect. There are
He's a
definitely
rookie head
problems.
coach, by the way.
Exactly. He's 34 years old. But let's take a look at the players because at the end of the day, they are the ones on the court. Did you see Jason Kidd's quote recently about this?
Yeah, I wrote about it. It was mad funny. He was like, I'm not the savior. I'm not the one out there. And people were like real mad at him for it. I'm
Yeah.
not sure how I feel about it. I just think it's funny. Like, he's got like Kyrie on his team.
He
And you know
basically
Kyrie
said
heard that. And he's
he
like,
basically said grow up. He just said grow
yeah,
up.
he told him to be more mature.
Yeah.
That's what he said to his players.
Which is like a big issue, I feel like, with the Celtics. Not that they're not mature. They've had this time together, but like you're blowing these leads because you're resting on your laurels. In the second quarter, it felt like this isn't like exactly what they were doing, but like the mental equivalent. They were running clock. It felt like they were just like, oh, we got a 28-point lead now. Let's just, let's lean back for the rest of the game.
Roll in the first half, by the way.
Yeah, dude. It's just
they
like
did it. They did the ball roll.
It's nuts. They're getting up early, and then they're effectively giving up and saying, okay, this should tide us over for 3 quarters, and then by the end of the third, it was tied, right? Or by the end of whatever, it was tied, and it's just
in the second quarter, I could feel it. It's so funny. Like they were up 21 still. Like when I had the first thought, I was like, I think they might blow this.
Yeah,
and
it's because you could see.
They did.
It's because you could see the body language change, and it was all well and good early in the game when they were getting these easy looks. But in my opinion, those easy looks, as much as they were, the Celtics moving the ball well, it was the Nets not locking in. And then once the Celtics got up by a lot, they just abandoned everything that worked and said, okay, we're good. We can just hang out. And that's been the problem the whole season. And that's the biggest problem with the Celtics
for
team.
me. Is you're right. The Nets were lost. They weren't trying. Cam Johnson got 3 fouls right away. Like the Nets were out of it.
Yeah.
The Nets didn't even care.
Mm-hmm.
Like all you had to do was like play good for probably another 5 minutes, and they were calling it a day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and, like you gave them just enough hope to where they started trying again. It's true. It's absolutely
no.
true.
You're right. You're right.
They were like you said. They were getting layups. The Nets were giving them whatever they wanted, and they like all you had to do was like play good for probably the end of the half. And they're going in the half. They're like, all right, call it a day. It's Cam's birthday. We'll all go out and get hammered or whatever the hell they would talk about. Instead, they're down 9.5, and they're juiced in the locker room.
Yeah, it was. And then sending him into halftime, you gave him an open bucket at the rim.
Yeah,
gave him an open look. It was.
Dude, I'm telling you, like they really think they can get Wembanyama. It's too late now. If you wanted him, you don't even have a first round pick. I mean, come on.
It was bad.
Pacers are over there licking their lips.
Actually,
dude.
I'm pretty sure it's top 14 protected. So if you really want to get
is
down
it?
there, yeah.
Well, they should have did that. Then they really would have fleeced him. You tank for Wembanyama, then you're set.
Yeah, no.
There's your Al Horford successor.
I didn't. Tatum and Brown both go down, season-ending injuries. You tank, you win the lottery. Wembanyama, Tatum, and Brown moving forward, nuts.
Well, that's what Dallas should have did.
Yeah, shut him down. Like, get Wemby.
Well, like they shouldn't just shut him down to shut him down, but like honestly, the best thing that could have happened to Dallas this year is if Luka got hurt.
Yeah,
because they would have just been terrible.
Well,
because it was Luka and the boys, Spencer Dinwiddie.
Yeah.
And they weren't going to be winning a lot of games without Luka. Like they could have just got a free like.
And they probably wouldn't have traded for Kyrie. Talent. And they wouldn't have traded for Kyrie if that happened.
Yeah, well, I'm not convinced if Kyrie's on that Nets team yesterday and Nets win.
I never wish for injuries, but I do. I agree with the sentiment you're saying. But yeah, Celtics. Nobody played well. Jaylen Brown was efficient, but like even he was taking dumb shots. Yeah, hot start. He was taking dumb shots. He was doing dumb stuff too. Also, I need to say this on the pod. I told Sam I was going to talk about this.
Oh, you texted me about this. I don't remember what it was, but you did text me this.
I'm not going to take it 2 bridges too far, and I'm not going to say they need to trade. I'm not going to say he's not a rotational player. but man, oh man, is it getting hard to defend Grant Williams. Man, he is
He's
not
doing a whole lot.
playing well. He's not good lately. All he like from the limited things I remember him fouling bad fouls. I remember bad turnovers, and I remember him smoking a layup. Right, like he's just bad. And like I said, I'm not going to take it 3 bridges too far. I'm not going to say he's a bad player because when he's at his best, he is one of the more impactful players on this team. And I think when he's at his best, he's fully capable of being the 5th starter once Al Horford retires. I know we've talked about you don't love the fit exactly, but like he is good enough where he can fill that role. I agree, but he's good enough to fill the role of a 5th starter with this team. However, he sucks right now. I'll say it. He's bad. He's been for like the last month at least. He has been really bad, and he's got to break out of this slump. And I think he will. I do think he'll break out of this slump, whether it be in the playoffs, whether it be down the stretch here in March. I think he'll break out of it. But right now, he is bad. He's not good.
Yeah, he's bad. And when I was screwing with you the other day, like on the stream, and saying like he sucks or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You said I said Muscala's better. I don't know. I didn't go back and look. I don't think I said that because when I at least look at the Celtics players, I judge them all based on like what I expect out of them.
Yeah, no, I know. That makes sense.
And Grant is not giving you what you expected of Grant. You just said it like you think he could be a 5th starter. He's playing like he's playing for Maine. Like he's just not giving you anything. He doesn't look confident. He looks lost. I think he's got something going on in his head to where he doesn't know what he's doing. He had a great start to the season. He was showing you he improved his game, learned to kind of go off the dribble. And it was almost like there's no problem with him getting better. But at this point, it's like, man, if he didn't learn any of that, he wouldn't have to overthink when he's out there. He'd be like, I either shoot the open shot or I pass. And that's the end of it.
And that's why I think this is a gap year isn't the right phrase for it, but I think this is like it's like a gap season for Grant Williams, right? While he's growing, he's learning, he's figuring out these new things. It's sort of like, do you remember? Was it last? It was the year before, I think. It was Brad's last year. Grant got like benched a lot. Like he didn't play the same role, and it's because he didn't have the right body for what he was being asked to do. He had the body of a small ball center rather than a 3-4. You know what I'm saying, right? Because he talked about it the summer after.
At you, I'm sorry.
Okay, well, Grant played small ball center a lot his rookie year, and then he was asked to play power forward his second year because they signed Tristan Thompson and all this. And he didn't have the body for it, and so that was like a gap year. And then the next year, as in last year, he came in slimmer, quicker, ready to contribute at the 4. And I think this year he is working on adding new stuff to his game, and it's an imperfect product, and so he's struggling a lot more than you'd like him to. And so I think next year, or even in the playoffs this year, he will be exactly. It's a growth year, and I think right now it's a lot of mental issues. I think he's just in his head too much, which is a problem. Like that's not an excuse, but like a reason.
Shame on him.
Yeah, yeah, right. But I don't know. Also,
slimming down. I was laughing because a good friend of the show, the Spino, has relayed to the masses that he, for the 14th straight year, is fit into the umpire pants ahead of baseball.
Love to see it.
He is fit again.
Love to see it.
So huge. Congratulations.
Big news. Big congrats. But I also want to talk about Robert Williams got hurt. Then there was no update. He left the game. I forget exactly what the issue was. Hamstring. Now
is what they say.
Yes.
Not concerned. Low concern level on that for me. Go ahead.
You don't want Rob to be hurt. I think the Celtics might benefit from Derek White in the starting lineup again. I think if Rob misses time, this is a prediction. I think you see the Celtics offense get back on track a little bit with Derek White in the starting lineup because you can play 5 out, because you can play quicker, because you can get better threes, because everyone is open. This is not a knock on Robert Williams, and we did see progression with that starting 5 against the Cavs. Mazzulla also complained post-game of the Nets game about the end of the Cavs game when they almost blew it. He said, you saw that sort of play bled into the game against the Nets. Like the Celtics giving up too early.
Little trip back to the Cavs game real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Rat move by the Cavs at the end of that game.
By trying?
No, not by trying, by fouling.
Oh, I see.
They were fouling before they started trying. They were prolonging
Sure.
the game before they started trying. That's where I have the issue. That's when I get like a little irritated. Like Nick Nurse does that shit, and I hate it.
Mhm.
Like, just let the game end.
No, I know what you mean.
It's the end of February, early March. Let the game end.
Mhm.
Pray.
But Joe Mazzulla was saying like the Celtics resting on their laurels at the end of that game bled into the Nets game, which it did. But excuse me, back to my original point. I think, and I've said this since early days, I really think Derek White in the starting lineup is best for the season for the Celtics this season.
You do like that.
I really like it, and not a knock on Rob, but I think, and I forget if I was talking with Bobby Kravitsky or Cam Tabatabai, because I sit with both of them up on the 9th floor. They made the point of not only is Derek White probably a better fit in the starting lineup, but the combination of Brogdon and Robert Williams versus Brogdon and Derek White off the bench, like I'd rather have Brogdon and Robert Williams for the 1-2 punch, right? Like I think
does
that
make
could
sense.
fit better. And
even more to your point, after
if you want to if you want to adjust it, like the Bucks are doing something right now. Like Chris Middleton hasn't been great this season, but he's coming off the bench. Like they haven't put him back in the starting lineup yet. He is off the bench for the Bucks as a spark plug. And it's an imperfect comparison because Robert Williams isn't a scorer, but like having his energy off the bench, you saw it when they first brought him off the bench when he first came back. It helps. Like having that intensity helps. And I really think that could be an adjustment to consider. But that being said, I don't think they will do it full time.
Even more to your point, Derek White returned to the bench, I want to say against Philly. Against Philly, returned to the bench.
Sure, yeah, okay.
Played well. Since then, not well. Has not shot threes very well. He's been off a little bit.
Mhm.
So maybe he really is his best self as a starter. If that's true,
Just
then by doing what you're doing, you're getting the most out of him. And when you're getting the most out of Derek White, he's really, really good.
Mm-hmm. Probably your third best player at his best.
Could be.
Mhm.
Be. He's
up
had
there.
a really monster season. He's played every game. Good on him.
Mhm.
I do get a kick out of the guys resting.
No, I like Derek White. I don't think the Celtics will do that. I think they like, the double bigs in the starting lineup, but just something to consider. I don't know if there's any else Celtics we need to talk about. I want to talk about a team in the West, though.
Yeah, tough day for the fellas.
Memphis Grizzlies probably having a worse day than Celtics fans today, which is kind of difficult. But
it's tough to top. I got to tell you, not happy. Not a good day.
Mm-hmm. No, John Morant on Instagram waving a gun at the club will be suspended at least 2 games. He's going to miss their next 2 games. Brandon Clark, Achilles injury, out for the season. And then the news came in, Dylan Brooks will be suspended the next game for picking up his 16th technical foul of the season. Just issues on issues for the Grizzlies today. What a mess. What a mess for Memphis. Not a good day to be a Grizzlies fan.
Well, you know what the best thing about Ja is? Like, I don't get, you're like one of the best players in the NBA. Like, what do you like? What else do you need in your life? Like, what are you trying to prove?
Just don't be dumb. Just don't be
like,
an idiot. Don't get canceled.
What other affirmation do you need? What do you need to be waving a gun around for? What do you need to like go like threaten a mall security guard for? Like, aren't you busy? Like, don't you have more things to do than like try and like shoot people? Like, go shoot hoops. Like, you're nasty. Like, you're like literally one of the best basketball players in the world. Like, is that not enough? Do you need more? Like, what else do you need to be doing? Go play Xbox with your time off.
In the past 2 weeks, he's like doing everything he can to derail his career. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's like, all right, like, got the basketball thing down. Now I want to be a crime lord. It's like we're gonna take on the outside world here. I don't get it. Like, what drives you to want to do anything like that? You are playing fantastic basketball. Your team's good. You're somewhat in the MVP conversation, and you're trying to screw it up. What are you trying to do? I don't get it. This is the most bizarre story. I don't get what need you have. Like, what does this do for you? Why does this excite you as a person? You have, like, the dream life of at least 70% of like American like boys.
Yeah.
Like, why are you trying to throw it away like with this? I don't get it. If I was a Grizzlies fan, I'd be mad as hell. I'd be so mad if I was a Grizzlies fan.
Yeah. Very mad at Ja. It doesn't make sense. It's I don't know what's going to happen. Like I said, he's suspended at least 2 games. I have to assume it might be a little more than that. But the Grizzlies season is in a tough place now. And
he's like fighting a kid.
They're in second place right now. Kings are not far behind. Kings are currently
Kings
1
big
game
win yesterday.
Kings are 1 game behind the Grizzlies in the standings, and the Grizzlies are only 4 games ahead of the Suns, who with Kevin Durant could go on a heater. You never know. Like things could fall apart quicker than you might think for the Grizzlies. And I don't think they'll drop past 3. I just don't think there's enough time left in the season to catch up 4 games on
The
somebody.
gaps are big.
But I think the Kings could catch them. I think the Kings could get the 2 seed. How nuts? Kings 2 seed. That's crazy to think about, right?
I'm kind of for it. I'm for
I
the
love
Kings
it.
doing well. And if the Grizzlies drop, then you have a better chance of Warriors Grizzlies, which is always fun. Dylan Brooks saying
True.
some mean things about Draymond and the Warriors in a recent ESPN interview. Said if Draymond wasn't on the Warriors, nobody would know who he was. Very, very mean to Draymond. Draymond, who I like, by the way. A lot of Celtics fans don't like Draymond. I think Draymond, 1, would be an excellent Celtic. So if he wasn't on the Warriors and on the Celtics, I think he would still be well known.
I still think he'd
2,
be good wherever he went. He'd find
plays hard, won a Defensive Player of the Year. Very smart player. It probably won't be a coach just because he's got so much else going for him. He's good at speaking, good on TV, good on his podcast.
He'll probably be media, yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna have like a career in that. But a lot of beef there. Dylan Brooks doesn't like him or the Warriors, so
shocker.
Could see another playoff series between those 2 teams. Could be fun. If that happens.
Would be entertaining. Would definitely be fun. But yeah, that's all I had. Do you want to do? You want to do bracket?
So we didn't give you the nonsense at the beginning. We'll give it to you at the end. We did on our stream technically the second bracket of the month. On the last pod, we did the Pete Rogers bracket. We then did a cereal bracket. Today, we have a fast food chain bracket.
Let's go. We can agree on this too, because on the stream I did it all, but we can
debate this. Yes, this is better.
If you're watching on audio platforms, I once again urge you to go check us out on YouTube so you can get the full experience, because we have the bracket on the screen now. So check it out there. But subscribe to How About Them Celtics on YouTube. But yeah, we have a cereal bracket ready to rumble for you guys. So,
we go to the sponsors first.
To the what?
The sponsors, so the ads play, then they can come back and listen. Actually, if you're listening, you don't really care about this.
Yeah, I usually put the ads in the middle anyway, so the ads will probably be around 30 minutes. So you're probably nah, we stay in. You'll probably get the ads midway through the show. So we'll be good to go. I think I'm changing the background now. I'm trying to find something that'll work. Well, I mean, you like it, except you can't see something.
I'll take off the banner.
We could just do green. We could just do a green background. Nothingness in the back.
Shit.
I don't actually know. Maybe. I don't know. Well, it's fine. We're messing with the background.
Leave it like this. This is fine.
All right. Fast food bracket. Okay, so the first matchup we have here for the audio listeners: White Castle versus Jersey Mike's. Ooh, that's fancy. Yeah, and then get rid of the bottom.
Yeah. All right, we can do that.
All right, sweet. This works. All right. So for those listening, the first matchup we had White Castle versus Jersey Mike's. Now, I've never had White Castle. I don't know about you.
I've had like the little frozen ones that you can like buy from Stop and Shop.
Are they good?
They're fine. I lean Jersey Mike's here. Big fan of Jersey Mike's.
I do too. I like Jersey Mike's.
Big fan of the number 16 Mike's Chicken Philly.
Okay.
Get some grilled chicken, cheese, peppers, onions. Throw that on a rosemary parm giant sub. Have yourself a nice 1,800 calorie meal, but you'll be nice and full.
See, I'm not that in tune with the Jersey Mike's.
You're going to get some good stories from me on this bracket, by the way.
I do like the Jersey Mike's, so I'll agree with you there. We can roll Jersey Mike's for that one.
Jersey Mike's first winner of the day. Now, this is a good matchup. You got Burger King against Panera Bread.
Not close, in my opinion.
This is not close in your opinion. Go ahead.
Burger King food sucks. I love the commercial. I love the memes. Not close.
See, well, you have to take it all into account. You see the Whopper commercial, that might brighten your day. Like if I watch the Celtics blow a 28-point lead to the Nets and then the Whopper commercial comes on, I might crack a smile. I might even think about taking some of the $80 I won on that loss and taking it to Burger King.
See, the Panera, the go-to, the turkey, bacon, avocado, BLT, and the broccoli cheddar soup, you pick two. Fire. It clears. And I love the Whopper commercial. Deep respect. It's the only reason this is even a conversation, because Burger King food is atrocious.
I couldn't tell you the last time I ate Burger King. I really couldn't. I can't.
You want to know why? Do you want to know why? Because if you're getting fast food burgers, it will be Wendy's or McDonald's, and you will never even think of Burger King as an option.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say if you're getting fast food from Burger King, like it's when you're blackout drunk. Like that's
It's also true. It's also true. You're either blackout drunk or it is the only available place in the area, and so it's Panera. I don't know if it has to be Panera here.
Panera wins. Yeah, I like
Gotta
Panera's
be.
mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese
Also,
fire.
I like their chicken sandwich. Think it's fine.
Yep.
In on
Yep.
Panera. Panera wins. Now you've got
Overpriced.
Five Guys against
Overpriced, but
Hardee's.
good.
Have never had Hardee's.
Never had Hardee's either, but Five Guys is fire. So
I like
mean,
Five
it's
Guys.
pretty-
Recently went to Five Guys. What you got to do is you get yourself the triple cheeseburger.
Wow.
Yep. Then you got to eat a bunch of fries. That's what I do.
Fries are good. Yeah, it's good.
I don't
get
eat
the
a lot
fries,
of junk, but when I do, I'm gonna have it. If I'm having it, I'm having it.
Fries with the salt and vinegar is really good. Like I get they have the vinegar in the restaurant, and you get that in there with some salt. It's good.
One of my
Or
good
ketchup.
friends
it's just good.
likes the Cajun seasoning. Gets a side of it.
I like the regular ones better, but the Cajun seasoning is good. It is good. All right.
Now we've got Popeyes against Checkers. Have never had Checkers.
Never either, but Popeyes is good.
Popeyes is good food though.
Yeah, so I mean, just because I haven't had Checkers, I kind of have to.
Popeyes by basketball on Sunday, by the way.
There you go.
Have them right there.
Might have to stop.
All right, now Subway versus In-N-Out.
Have you had In-N-Out?
I have not had. Well, I have, but I was like 10, so it doesn't really count. I have not had In-N-Out as an adult.
Okay,
I have not had In-N-Out where I can remember what it tasted like.
Okay,
however,
I have had In-N-Out.
Jack has had In-N-Out. He can say
good food. Good food. Subway's fine, but like In-N-Out is very good, and In-N-Out not too expensive, and so
not too expensive.
No, pretty good price for it's like it's a Five Guys thing where it's not like a drive-through, so it's not like fast food, but it's like it's good. In-N-Out clears. It is good.
Well, that's where I can get behind it. Like big fan of Five Guys. Subway's fine. Fine with Subway. Some people don't like Subway. I'm fine with it. Jared's a little questionable, but
like you can get
Subway's fine.
You can get. I'm double checking the prices here. You can get a double burger for $3.45.
Wow, it's not bad.
And
all right, In-N-Out
cheeseburger $2.40 for a cheeseburger. Like really good prices.
Now you've got McDonald's versus Auntie Anne's pretzels.
All right,
Jack, you used to work at an Auntie Anne's. Am I mistaken?
You're completely mistaken.
I am
never
mistaken.
Worked at an Auntie
Take
Anne's.
me behind the shed.
That's nuts. No, I never worked at Auntie Anne's.
I thought that.
I have no idea. I worked at a local restaurant called
I
McGuire's in my town. Then I worked at summer camp, and yeah, that's I used to work in the food industry. Like I used to be like a busboy and stuff, but like it was never. Too. Anyways, Auntie Anne's is good, mall food, but like it's hard to take. It's hard to take down the king of fast food.
McDonald's back in my prime.
Phenomenal.
McDonald's was an after 2K meal at 2 in the morning. Me and my boy Greg, we would get off the Xbox. I would pick him up. We would go to McDonald's, and I would get a quarter pounder, a double quarter pounder, a large fry, 20 nuggets, and then I'd get a water.
Incredible. The water to make sure you're being healthy.
Make sure I'm healthy. Yeah.
I love it. My go-to if I'm gonna pig out at McDonald's, I get the Big Mac because it's goated. I get a 10-piece nugget, I get fries, and I get a Oreo McFlurry to dip the fries in. That's fire.
See, I never do the milkshake in the fast food at the same time.
I love it. It's good. It's like an extra little thing.
Yeah,
it's phenomenal. It's good.
We are on to KFC versus Quiznos. I have not been to a Quiznos.
I think I've had Quiznos before, only because I know there's one like near my childhood doctor's office, and so I think we would go there. Like, it was fine. It's kind of just like I don't know the way to describe it. It's just kind of like a different Subway, but KFC is good, and I have had KFC, so I do like KFC. So I think KFC wins.
The only Quiznos like experience I've ever had is there's like a Nathan For You where he has one of his writers go on a date at a Quiznos. And they do it as like a big product placement thing, which is real funny, but I've never actually eaten there. KFC is fine. Chicken sandwich, not bad. Not bad chicken sandwich.
It's all right.
So I'll go KFC.
I get the 3-piece, but yeah, KFC, good.
Now you've got Chick-fil-A versus Long John Silver's.
Never had the pleasure of a Long John Silver's.
This is the easiest one of all time.
It is. Chick-fil-A, some questionable morals, but good food. So
they're not open Sundays.
Yeah, tough. I was driving home on a road trip with Zoe.
That much of a wagon, and you can like just close one day a week, and everyone's like, "All right."
Yeah, nuts, messed up. All right, Jersey Mike's Panera here. I feel like we might be our first split.
See,
Do
I
you-
lean Jersey Mike's. I'm eating it more
I
than
lean
Panera, but I
Panera.
do understand that Panera is a quality establishment.
Mine's
Make
the
no
same
mistake about
thing.
it.
Mine's the same thing. I like both, but I eat Panera a lot more, so I prefer it.
It's a
What's your argument
catastrophe.
for Jersey Mike's? Like, well, pitch me.
I think Jersey Mike's quality meal. You get a lot to eat. Jersey Mike's was a
Uh-huh.
common choice for the newsroom lunch. We would all order Jersey
Sure.
Mike's. Good vibes with Jersey Mike's.
Now, my argument for Panera is it is a wider variety. You can get a soup, you can get a sandwich, you can get a salad.
That is
You can get
true.
mac and cheese, you can get grilled
They're
cheese.
putting
Now,
up the triple doubles.
it is higher priced, and my
Jokic.
friends exactly. My friends have called it high quality, expensive hospital food, which I do understand because that is a good way to describe Panera. But I do like it. I'm a big fan. And my final pitch for Panera,
I'm gonna
there
blow
is
my nose
nothing.
quick, so
Yeah,
filibuster.
you're good. There is nothing better than getting, they offer you apple chips baguette. You get the baguette, you dip it in the soup. It is goated. That is absolutely one of the better fast food experiences out there. Getting, and I mean, I'll just go with my go-to, the broccoli cheddar soup, dipping the bread in it, fire, phenomenal, amazing. That's my pitch.
All right,
That's,
all right. We'll go with Panera. I'm not that passionate
all right.
about this one.
I love Panera, and it's right by
Panera
my
wins.
house, so like that's why.
And those of you not watching, there are two sides to this bracket. For whatever reason, it doesn't take you around the world first, so we're doing one side, and
Which
then we're
is
going to go
dumb,
the
but
other, and then we're
it's
going to do
fine.
a final. So
Yes,
now you've got
it's
Five Guys versus Popeyes. It rhymes. Does
does.
rhyme.
It does.
This is kind of a tough one. I'm a chicken
It
guy.
is.
Love chicken. I'm not
I
eating
do
a lot
too.
of burgers.
I like Five Guys food better, but like I wouldn't complain if we wanted to go with Popeyes here, mainly because of the price.
Well, I'm going to lean Five Guys.
Okay, I'm good with
Because
that then too, because I like the food better.
Five Guys is like the special occasion for me. I'll have it
Yes,
once like every 3 months, but when I have it, fantastic
out.
day.
Amazing. It's great. Okay, I back it. I like Five Guys.
Now you have In-N-Out versus McDonald's. This is very tough.
See, In-N-Out is absolutely better food, but the availability of McDonald's,
That's true. That's what they say.
Unmatched.
Best ability is availability.
Exactly. And have you're not on TikTok, so you won't understand this reference. Bread Basket on TikTok, they do this type of stuff. They'll do like drafts and stuff. They'll do like, they'll compare it. They'll be like, McDonald's, just the type, he's the player. He'll be there for you, right? He's the Mikal Bridges. He'll be there every game. You can always count on him.
Like I stole it.
In-N-Out. No, they do that a lot, but it's entertaining, and I think it's very true, right? You need the dependability of McDonald's, and so that's why would I would
Who's
go
there
also
for you? McDonald's.
step really quick before we move on. Statement from John Morant. Woj just tweeted, "I take full responsibility for my actions last night. I'm sorry to my family, teammates, coaches, fans, partners, the city of Memphis, and the entire Grizzlies organization for letting you down."
This is the best.
More from Morant. I'm going to take some time away to get help and work on learning better methods of dealing with stress and my overall well-being. All right. Well, hopefully, Ja.
I will say this. I'm not defending Ja. I'm not. But aside from like being a bad role model, what did he do wrong by brandishing a gun on his Instagram?
I'm pretty sure
you're allowed to have a gun.
Not if you're an out-of-state resident. And
I think, that I did not know.
I saw Bobby Marks tweet about the legality, and I'm not like claiming to know all about it, but I know Bobby Marks tweeted something along the lines of that, like explaining why it's not allowed. Let me take a look here. There are likely legal consequences because he is an out-of-state resident and he viewed in possession of a gun. Here's the CBA language for the NBA discipline. He showed that whenever a player is physically present at a facility or venue, operated, blah blah blah. Player shall not possess a firearm or any kind of deadly weapon, et cetera, et cetera. But like, I think there are legality issues to him having a gun where he was, which is also
fine.
a problem.
And also not a good look for the league. So I do understand
why
he's punished. But now I understand like the legal aspect of like why it technically was.
And I don't fully understand like the details of it either, but I do know he tweeted something about it. Anyways, back to
the fun stuff.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
KFC takes on Chick-fil-A in a battle of the chicken places. Now, Chick-fil-A is just a juggernaut.
It's really good food.
Does KFC have a super cool mascot spokesperson, the Colonel? Yeah, they do.
Mhm.
He's
Goated.
got some cool glasses. But
Chick-fil-A though, it's
you
tough. It's
can't
tough
beat
to beat it
Chick-fil-A.
down. Yeah, not yet at least. It's tough to take Chick-fil-A down. I'll go with you here. Chick-fil-A's good.
Okay. We're getting down to the
Mm.
nitty-gritty on this side. You got Panera versus
Mhm.
Five Guys in an Elite 8 matchup, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. Elite 8.
I'll let you go.
It's tough. This is tough. Like, I like the convenience of Panera because it's close to me, and that's like a personal thing. If I had to pick, like, regardless of price, regardless of anything, like, I would probably go Five Guys. But I also think it's a mood thing. Like, if I'm in the mood for a burger, I'll obviously go Five Guys. But if I like want a sandwich and some soup and stuff like that, it's Panera. But if I had to choose one, I'd probably lean Five Guys, and I assume you're the same.
Yeah, I lean Five Guys because when I think fast food, I think I'm like getting trashed. For someone as somebody that doesn't drink alcohol, this is like my like getting like trashed, getting shit faced.
Fair.
So
Also,
I take this very seriously.
story of Five Guys. The first time I had it was in Florida because there was one by my grandparents' house, and at that point they only had Five Guys in certain places, and they like opened them up. And once there were some in Massachusetts, like it was the greatest thing on earth for me because it was like a special treat. Like I would go to Florida, and me and my siblings were like, "Oh, can we go to Five Guys? We gotta go!" And then they brought them
Yeah.
here, and it was just like, "Oh, this is great." It's great.
That was like they brought Florida to you.
Exactly. Without all of the
You don't get the fun parts.
Yeah,
You
well,
don't get like the guys with like throwing stars.
yeah, you say fun parts, I say yikes. Anyways, back to the bracket. McDonald's and Chick-fil-A. Tough matchup here. This is
Chick-fil-A's a wagon.
juggernauts.
I'd rather have it than McDonald's.
It's tough for me
Here's
to knock
why.
McDonald's
Here's
out.
why.
Okay,
All right.
okay.
At McDonald's, I've already given you my order back in my prime when I was slamming back over 2,000 calories in a sitting.
Sure.
I needed all of that to feel satisfied.
I
Okay?
guess.
If you get McDonald's, unless you really, really get a lot of food, you're probably not satisfied and full. You go to Chick-fil-A, I feel like a Chick-fil-A sandwich and fries is enough to curb your hunger. And
I
it lasts a
understand.
little longer.
I understand. To me, McDonald's is a finals championship team. Like it's really tough for me to see him knocked out in the Elite 8. And I love Chick-fil-A, right? I respect Chick-fil-A. I respect the player. But like you said, availability is the best ability, right?
I got
like,
a Chick-fil-A in my town.
yes, but like you could go to excuse me, I have to post an article in a second. You could go to any place in the world. You can get McDonald's. You can get a burger.
It's
You
true.
can get food. You can get it for a good price. And you say, you need a lot of food to feel full.
Well,
I
that's
bet
me.
you. No,
That's
I
me.
understand. Me too, because of the quality of food at McDonald's, and that not to say it doesn't taste good, but like the substance.
Yes.
I guarantee you, or maybe not guarantee, but I bet all the food you get at McDonald's to fill you up is still probably a little bit cheaper than Chick-fil-A. You know what I'm saying? Like it is not expensive. It is very well priced food, and like
Well, actually, a little pivot. McDonald's haven't had the prime order in a while. Have not been a very long time. Maybe pre-COVID.
because
since
it's
I had all
terrible
that
for
food.
you. It's probably the worst for you. Is the
But-
other downside.
But McDonald's chicken sandwich not better than Chick-fil-A's.
No, but good.
These might be the second best chicken sandwich behind Chick-fil-A.
It's up
It's pretty
there.
good.
It's, Popeyes, I would argue, is really good as well.
I like
Popeyes is-
McDonald's better. I think McDonald's is
take.
a step down from Chick-fil-A, but it's essentially the same thing.
Sure. Now, you gave me the Panera vote, so I'm not gonna contest you too much. My vote would be clear McDonald's, but if you'd like to go Chick-fil-A,
I'm going to go Chick-fil-A.
Okay, we can respect that and move on.
I just think it's higher quality.
I
think-
just need the chat to know that I was a McDonald's guy in this.
Okay,
area.
that's fair.
Okay.
Now you've got the final four of this side.
I will fight you here.
You have
I will
Five
fight
Guys
you
and
on this.
Chick-fil-A.
I'll put it this way. I think McDonald's, if they had gone through over Chick-fil-A, would have gone in over Five Guys because of the availability and because if we're talking fast food, like if you want fast food, McDonald's is the GOAT, and there's no debate. It is the Michael Jordan, it is the Wayne Gretzky, it is the Michael Phelps, it is the Serena Williams of fast food. It's not the best tasting, but it is the GOAT. Now, since it is Five Guys Chick-fil-A, I will lean Five Guys.
I also lean Five Guys.
Okay.
I think very rarely do I have a burger. I think they have maybe the best burger, and they give you a ton of fries. Like, they give you so much. Like,
Ridiculous amount of
the
fries.
problem I have at McDonald's with them not giving you enough or you feel like you need more, you don't really have that at Five Guys. It's not a problem.
Yeah. No,
Chick-fil-A
I
is
understand.
legendary. I love chicken. Chicken's probably my favorite food,
Good. Goated.
but I can agree there. I think Five Guys is a strong competitor. All right, now we're on the other side of the bracket. You've got Jack in the Box, and
What a mess
Boston
this matchup
Market.
is. Never had either. I've never had either of them.
All right, so never had Jack in the Box. However, I have had Boston Market.
Okay.
Boston Market, kind of fire. Mac and cheese, very
Okay.
good. So
I
I'm
wanted
gonna,
to try
since
it.
you haven't had either, I'm gonna make the pick, and I'll make
Okay.
it quick.
Good.
Boston Market.
I've wanted to try it, and I might have to at some point soon.
Now
With
you
the
have
rest of the delicious.
Cinnabon versus Wendy's.
Not even close. Love Cinnabon.
Wendy's is a legendary
clears.
establishment.
Wendy's clears. Wendy's might go on a Final Four run here.
I might agree with that. They're at least getting past the next round. Okay. Never heard of Steak and Shake,
Yeah, no, me neither.
but you got Dunkin'.
Dunkin'.
Easy win. Dunkin' staple of this
Not even.
podcast.
Yeah, you gotta be going through.
Now you have Panda Express and Whataburger.
Mm-hmm.
This side not as strong as the other side.
No, I have had both. Whataburger, not bad. It is in my opinion, the definition of a mid burger. It is just, it's not bad. I had it when I was in Texas. We ordered it delivered, and I was drunk.
Okay.
So it did the job.
All right.
Panda Express, also not the go-to for Chinese food. I feel like if you're getting Chinese food, you need to get from like a local
Oh,
establishment.
you're getting the local.
Yeah, exactly. You have to. So this is really a toss-up for me. I won't really complain either way. Both pretty. I'll put it this way: you're not getting either of these chains if you're getting the fast food that they serve. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, agree. I'll go Whataburger just because I like that kind of food better.
We'll roll with it.
Now you have Arby's
mess.
versus A&W.
What a mess. I've never had A&W.
I've never had either of these.
I've had Arby's. Arby's gets a bad rep. Arby's isn't terrible. It's not great, but it's fine. So the curly fries are also good. And since I've never had A&W, I feel like Arby's kind of just has to like default go through. So like,
all right, that's fine.
Yeah, Arby's is fine.
No argument there.
Yeah, Arby's is fine.
Now this is a big one. Not really, but you have this is your first round matchup where you see like one of those juggernaut. No, you have one of those juggernaut teams play a low seed.
Oh, okay.
Chipotle wagon. Chipotle don't miss.
Okay,
Big fan of Chipotle.
I thought you were gonna go. I thought you were gonna be on the Jimmy John's wave because you like Jersey Mike's, but I'm very glad you can agree. Your Chipotle is fire.
Chipotle is a staple of my diet. I have Chipotle at least once a week.
Really? Chipotle clears. I agree with you.
Yep.
I agree.
Taco Bell versus Sonic. This is a tough one.
Not close for me, just because I've had Taco Bell a lot recently. I like Sonic. Very mid. I get it a decent amount too. Like I have it once every few months. Like
they got ice cream.
We sit there.
They do have ice cream.
Ice cream's fine, but Taco Bell is goated. So good.
Taco Bell is a legendary establishment.
Love Taco Bell. And
not very good for you.
My biggest thing for Taco Bell though is it is unique in the sense that it is the only of its kind, right? Chipotle serves Mexican food fine, but it is the only, correct me if I'm wrong, and there are probably some in like California, but like for us, New England, it is the only fast food, Mexican restaurant type place where you can get tacos or you can get burritos or you can get your stuff. And I'm not saying it's like high quality. I really like it. I think it's good, but it is unique to the point where like, and Sonic has its thing too. You drive up, it's fine, and it's a good experience.
Those super cool roller skates.
Exactly. At the Sonic in my town, no roller skates. They just walk. Lame.
Well, that
whack as shit. That clears it. Yes. Okay. Good.
All right.
What the hell?
I have never had El Pollo Loco. However, I'm a very big fan of Dairy Queen.
I've had Dairy Queen. Dairy Queen's good. It's fine. I'm down.
Works
for me.
We move. All right, Boston Market versus Wendy's.
You have
not had Boston Market. You are a big fan of Wendy's. This one's a no-brainer. It's Wendy's. Now, I like Boston Market. Again, mac and cheese is fantastic from there, but I haven't had it in forever. And Wendy's is always there for you.
I haven't had Wendy's in a while because I found a hair in my food a while back, and it kind of scarred me. But I'm feeling a Wendy's now. I think I might need to go back and get it.
Oh, no.
Anyways,
this is bad.
Continue.
All right, this is another no-brainer. You got Dunkin' versus Whataburger. We don't even have Whataburger up here in New England. Dunkin', you have one, you can throw a rock and hit one no matter where you are.
Yeah,
So
it's got to be Dunkin'.
it's Dunkin'. Arby's versus, this is a speed run. Arby's versus
Yeah.
Chipotle.
Get
Chipotle,
it out.
wagon, easy.
Clears.
Arby's, not even eating it. Then you've
Yep.
got Taco Bell versus Dairy Queen. Now, you like Taco Bell. I like Dairy Queen. I also, I can see Taco Bell being a factor. I can see it.
Mhm.
I'm not oversold on Dairy Queen, but I am a fan of it.
Dairy Queen's fine.
I
And it's good-
apologize for my voice. Oof.
You're good. It's good for what it is. I really like Taco Bell, and that's my old big argument. I just really like Taco Bell. I really like the burritos. I really like the Crunchwrap Supremes. Doritos Locos Tacos are fire. Like I'm a fan of Dairy. I'll put it this way: Dairy Queen is what I get, and my girlfriend Zoe likes it too. She'll get like just a vanilla cone. Like we're on the Cape, we'll stop by, we'll get some ice cream on the way home, stuff like that. Like it's good for what it is. But
Yeah.
I feel I prefer Taco Bell in the grander
All right.
scheme.
All right, now you got Wendy's versus Dunkin'. This is a head and hands matchup.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having Dunkin', not as much anymore, because now I go local. But back in the day, Dunkin' was an everyday breakfast for me.
Yeah, no, it is a commonality. This is one of the more heavy hitters of the tournament. I'll give you that.
But Wendy's has the 4 for 4. And
Wendy's does have.
if you're me, what you really do is you get 2 of them, make it an 8 for 8.
Wendy's is slowly ruining the 4 for 4. By the way,
Why?
they're taking stuff out of it. They say you
They
can't
are?
get this, you can't get this. Yeah, you know how you used to have like 8 different burger options. You get 2 now. You can only get 2
What is
different
it?
burgers, and just the plain cheeseburger and the plain chicken sandwich. You can't get the junior bacon cheeseburger. You
Really?
can't get the BLT chicken. You can't get no. They're ruining it, and they're pushing the biggie bag. My theory, I think they're going to get rid of the 4 for 4 at some point. That's my theory.
Isn't it like the same thing?
Yeah, but the biggie bag comes with like there's something else you get in additional in the 5 for 5 biggie bag or something. But like I think they're gonna slowly wean out the 4
It's
for 4
probably a
for the
similar
biggie bag.
deal.
Yeah, it's just an extra dollar, and it hurts. It hurts. I don't know. What do you lean here?
This is tough. I
This is a
lean
heavy hitter.
Dunkin', but
I
I
do
also
too.
Wendy's is my favorite of like the big 3, like McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King.
How horrendous is it that Burger King's even in that conversation? But
it's always been like the of
I
the
know.
3.
I
Like,
know
they're
it
always
is.
everywhere.
I know it is. This is, but that like to me, that's the equivalent of like if Giannis had a second good brother and then it was Thanasis, like Burger King's Thanasis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyways,
Burger King Thanasis.
I think
that.
I also lean Dunkin', but
Okay.
like a huge respect to Wendy's.
This is like both teams like dap each other up, give each other hugs after
Exactly.
the game, and all the fans are okay with it. Like it's not like
Mhm.
when like the Celtics would hug Kyrie. No, this is fine.
This is like saying goodbye to Daniel Tice.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Oh boy.
Taco
Well,
Bell.
I know
Chipotle,
which way I lean. I think I
and
know which way you lean.
I love Taco Bell as well. Chipotle clears.
Okay. All right.
I will
That's
admit,
easy.
Chipotle clears. Chipotle clears. Yeah.
Chipotle is it for me. This is tough. These are 2 Sam staples.
Oh,
These
I
are things I eat all the time or go to all the time.
Yes, these are goated. I love me some Chipotle. Dunkin' is sort of its own category because it's the morning food.
It's the morning food. It's local. It's a staple of the podcast.
Mm-hmm. Now, I will say, Starbucks is better.
Oh, that's true. That's true. How many places are people saying are better than Chipotle of its kind?
Yeah, I think of the Mexican food establishments, fast food. I mean, obviously, local Mexican places and like stuff like that is going to be better. Of the fast food Mexican places, Chipotle is the best. I think
all
you probably
right.
got Chipotle here. I think
I like that. You convinced me.
Yeah.
This
Finals.
is national championship game. You've got 5 guys who ran their side. You had Chipotle, who really never had any kind of doubt, and they beat one of the juggernauts for us.
Yeah, they did. Well, put it this way: 5 Guys and Chipotle respectively took down McDonald's and Dunkin'. That's
true.
crazy. That like.
No, they didn't. No, they did not. 5 Guys took down Chick-fil-A,
yes.
which took down McDonald's.
I think in
Mickey
a
Mouse,
lot of brackets,
if you will.
Sure. I think I'll put it this way. I think a lot of brackets would have McDonald's and Dunkin', especially New England brackets.
Okay.
Of these 2, I think as crazy as it sounds, because like I think for a treat, 5 Guys is great, but like I think overall I might lean Chipotle.
I lean Chipotle. Five Guys is exactly that, a treat. Chipotle is a diet staple. You can go there and eat healthy.
Probably not terrible for you. Yeah,
No.
probably not the worst for you.
Chipotle's
either.
fine for you. If you eat right there, you're fine.
Mhm.
Good ingredients.
Well, not for me because I
And
like the
the
chips
best-
and queso when I was soccer. So,
I don't
but
get any of that. Nope.
chips and queso are
All
great.
right.
Anyways,
Piss off.
Chipotle.
Bracket
Yeah,
stuff.
get rid of the background. I'll throw the pod thing back onto the outro. But yeah, that was fun. That was fun. Well, for all of March, we can do
for
one
March.
of those
We're gonna
Disney
do them.
shows. Yeah. Good time. Good time. Let us know if you like them. Hopefully you do. Let us know, if you dislike our picks. A lot of them obviously personal picks, but yeah, good show. Good show. We can wrap there. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'll do my one plug. Subscribe to the YouTube. We said at the very start of the show, we're inching towards 300 subs on YouTube. How about them Celtics? We greatly appreciate it. Leave us a 5-star rating on Spotify. Another thing I've come to say, you hit the 3 dots, you leave us a 5-star if you like us. And like Sam said, if you don't think we're 5 stars, just don't rate it. It's fine.
Yeah,
You don't
don't rate it. No need.
But yeah, subscribe to the YouTube. That's my one plug. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll throw it to Sam.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening or watching. If you're watching, you are on the YouTube, which Jack just plugged. So make sure you go visit, subscribe, leave a like, leave some comments. I always like going through the comments myself. Usually some good stuff in there. If you're not, you're on whatever streaming service. You may be on Apple, Spotify, whatever else weird one you use. We're probably there. You can follow the pod. Make sure you get all the new episodes right to your feed. And you can leave us a nice rating. Like Jack said, say we're handsome. And if you're not going to give 5 stars, then go kick rocks and don't do it. On top of that, if you want more of us, at How About Them Steez, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Facebook, you can see our pre-game streams there. My God. It is just How About Them Celtics podcast on Facebook. You search it, it comes right up, and we're there. On top of that, Jack, at Jack Simone NBA, he's doing all kinds of good work at Celtics blog. You'll see all his articles get shared there. And he's also working at Heavy, but Heavy's not a Twitter share. Heavy is just a grind. Put your head down.
Heavy's a grind.
Punch it home.
Yes, sir.
Me, I'm at Sam LaFrance NBA. You can follow me there and see me complain about probably Tatum. That's been the topic of it as of late. That's it for us. Bye.
Tic-tac-toe. Come on.